Super Paper Mario was released in 2007 for the Wii Entertainment System, and although many consider it to be the weakest in the original Paper Mario trilogy, I'm not ashamed to say that it is my favorite video game of all time. It's incredibly well designed, with fun gameplay and an insanely strange but charming outlook on the Mario universe that I doubt modern Nintendo would ever dare to try to replicate. Super Paper Mario is truly a special game, and because of that, it will forever hold a very special place in my heart. But there's something about Super Paper Mario. Something that almost everyone who has ever played it remembers very well. Simply put, it was one weird game. And when I say weird, I mean really weird. I remember one thought constantly popping back into my head again and again as I played through it. This feels like a fever dream. I'm sure I'm not the only one to remember thinking this, and that's because it did feel exactly like a fever dream. Almost every aspect of the game complemented this feeling. The art style, the music, the gameplay, and especially the storyline all felt just so weird. It didn't feel like a Mario game at all. Heck, it didn't even feel like a Paper Mario game. And that's saying something because these games have a reputation for being pretty darn weird. Come to think of it, should I just list off everything that makes this game weird? Because I gladly will. Okay, here we go. At the end of Chapter 2, you have to walk into the ladies' restroom and rescue a fortune teller named Merly who has been hiding in the toilet. There's a muscular, aggressive Scottish brute named Ochongs who escapes battles using his rocket-powered farts. Mario breaks a vase and is forced into a sweatshop until he can work off his crushing debt. You have to steal a fishbowl from a young boy so you can put it on your head and breathe in outer space. Luigi gets brainwashed by the antagonist and becomes a supervillain known as Mr. L. An entire dimension gets completely obliterated. Mario fights shadow demons. There's a nerdy lizard named Francis who calls everything high technical, and I am not joking when I say this, tries to hit on Princess Peach using a dating simulation program called Swoon.exe after tweaking when he realizes that there's a hot babe in his room. And last but not least, Mario, along with all of his friends, are straight up murdered and get sent to the underworld. If all of that is not insane for a Mario game, I don't know what is. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot, there's a little girl named Mimi who can do this. I swear to you, you cannot make this stuff up. Yes, Super Paper Mario knew it was a weird game, and it took pride in that fact. As I said before, it did things that modern Nintendo wouldn't dare. It was not afraid to push the boundaries of what makes a mechanically good game, and for that reason, I doubt we're ever going to get anything else like it again. Another reason that Super Paper Mario was so special was that it kept you guessing. It proves to you time and time again that it's impossible to predict what it'll do next. It did not shy away from its humor, but it wasn't afraid of getting really dark as well. Although it might not look like it at first, this game about an Italian plumber made of paper has an insanely dark storyline. Today, I'm going to tell you why Super Paper Mario is my favorite game of all time, as well as its surprisingly profound story about the power of love. Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door was released in 2004 for the Nintendo GameCube. It was the second game in the Paper Mario series and was directly followed up by Super Paper Mario. While this video is not about this game, I still do want to clear a few things up about it before we continue. Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door is almost universally praised for its gameplay, story, and design. And honestly, I have to agree. First, I will admit that I never played the original version on the GameCube, so I guess I'm not a real fan. I'm sorry. You can call me an iPad baby all you want. But I did play the remake on the Nintendo Switch, and I have to say, it was amazing. I had heard good things about the game, and I was not disappointed. The intro cutscene gives me extreme goosebumps no matter how many times I watch it, and it is my favorite game that I've played in a long time. But I still like Super Paper Mario more. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But could you give me a chance to explain? Okay, first off, The Thousand Year Door was a great game. No, it was an amazing game. But I have to say, I'm just not a fan of the RPG turn-based battle system. I've always liked platformers more, and although I'm sure many disagree with me, this combat style is just really annoying for me. Especially near the end of the game. Battling enemies felt like such an absolute chore that I did everything I possibly could to avoid them. And I really mean everything. Most people who grew up with The Thousand Year Door heavily criticized Super Paper Mario, critiquing the minimalist art style and the downgraded combat system. I have a few things to say about this. First of all, I've always been partial to platformers, so it makes sense why I'd prefer that over RPG turn-based combat. It's totally okay if you disagree with me, but that's just what I think. Second, I agree that the bosses were way too easy, but I kind of enjoyed the difficulty prioritizing puzzle solving. I have many fond memories of driving myself insane trying to solve specific puzzles, such as discovering Flopside in all of 7-4. I think my first all-nighter was spent playing Super Paper Mario, which definitely adds on to the fever dream aspect I was talking about earlier. Okay, I know that sounds crazy when I say it out loud, but never mind. Third, I will admit that the pixels aren't great partners compared to the partners in the Thousand Year Door, besides Tippy, obviously. I agree that it was a huge letdown that none of the pixels ever talk again after they first join your party, and they're all admittedly very one-dimensional characters overall. That I won't argue with. And finally, fourth, I get the critiques about the minimalist art style. This is especially shown with all of the NPCs in Flipside. People say that Flipside isn't a great hub world compared to Rootport. It doesn't have as much personality and charm to it, and it also doesn't have a mafia. That part is unforgivable. But the thing I like about Flipside is that it's meant to be a town that exists outside of time in between worlds, and it definitely portrays that very well. It feels old and rustic, yet somehow futuristic at the same time. It gives off the vibe that it's some kind of tiny but advanced metropolis that's just trying to get through the end of the world. At the end of the day, maybe the reason that I'm more partial to Super Paper Mario is because I don't have the same emotional attachment to the Thousand Year Door. And honestly, if the roles were reversed, I probably would be more partial to the Thousand Year Door. After all, it has all of the qualities of a good game, and it turned out to be a good game. And that's okay. While the Thousand Year Door is more universally loved, I think Super Paper Mario is a bit more of a cult classic. It has a completely unique playing experience, and I don't think it's something that could ever be replicated in the same way. I will forever love Super Paper Mario. Super Paper Mario begins with this cutscene. After it ends, the game begins with another cutscene of Mario and Luigi relaxing at Mario's house. Suddenly they hear something outside and walk out to find one of the Toads, who explains that Princess Peach has been kidnapped yet again. Being the racist Italians that they are, the brothers assume that it's all Bowser's doing and rush off to his castle. Meanwhile, at Bowser's castle, Bowser is giving a pep talk to all of his minions. Mario and Luigi burst in and demand for him to release Princess Peach, but Bowser is confused because apparently he hasn't even kidnapped her yet. That's because the guy who actually kidnapped her isn't Bowser, but a madman named Count Bleck, who has been on the destruction of all worlds and refers to himself in third person. Wow, crazy! Count Bleck appears and brags about being the chosen executor of the Dark Prognosticus' prophecy. He also says that Peach is integral to fulfilling the prophecy. Then he does this.
Big Bro! This match is really true. We're going to get our face Count Bleck.
Hey, here's a thought. You calm down and free the princess, or else.
Your princess shall not be returned, and Count Bleck. In fact, Bowser, evil king of the Koopas, Count Bleck will take you too. Bleck! Count Bleck's preparations are now in order. Let the witnesses finish and show for to appear, as foretold. Bleck!
Mario is awoken by a rainbow butterfly named Tippy, who explains that Count Bleck is beginning to form something called the Void. Tippy is a pixel, which is sort of like a fairy. She brings him to Flipside, a small town that exists in a dimension outside of time and space. There, Tippy introduces Mario to an old man named Merlon. Merlon tells Mario this.
You want to know about the end of all worlds? What's happening, you ask? So Tippy has not yet told you, I gather. Well then, Mario, the answer hangs above you. Do you see the gathering darkness in the sky? It is a hole in the very dimensional fabric of space. Such a strange phenomenon. Is it near or far? None know. It may appear small now, but it will only grow, and in the end it will swallow all existence, all worlds, all dimensions. This void was created by our enemy Count Bleck, who wields the Dark Prognosticus.
The Void was created by Count Bleck, who is trying to fulfill the ancient prophecy of the Dark Prognosticus. The prophecy says that the Void will swallow all, unless the one protected by the dark power is destroyed. That's where Mario comes in. Mario, along with 3 other mysterious heroes, are the heroes of legend destined to defeat Count Bleck and save all worlds from the Void. The only thing that can stop Count Bleck is the Purity Heart, which is the ultimate weapon for good that was created long ago. However, it was split into 8 different pieces, and only when all of them are combined can Count Bleck be stopped. Luckily, Merlon has the first one, but the other 7 are scattered across the dimensions. There are 7 dimensional doors in Flipside, and each door leads to one of the pure hearts. And so, Mario's journey begins to assemble the 7 pure hearts and form the Purity Heart, in order to stop Count Bleck once and for all. Tippy tags along to help Mario along the way. Meanwhile, in Count Bleck's castle, we are introduced to 3 of Count Bleck's followers. O'Chunks, a Scottish strongman, Dimentio, a reality warping jester, and Mimi, a mysterious shapeshifter who we don't really know a lot about yet. Count Bleck explains his plan to erase all worlds and then replace it with a perfect new one, a utopia without war, disease, or death. His 3 minions are pretty on board with this plan, and Count Bleck instructs Ochunks to go to the first dimension and stop Mario before he can get the second pure heart. Dimencio tags along too, because in his words, I do enjoy a good chunking. Meanwhile, Mario heads through World 1 without much problem until he reaches 1-3, where Ochunks is waiting. Ochunks tells Mario that he's about to get a real good Ochunkin if he thinks he can mess with Count Bleck, and they proceed to duke it out. Mario kicks Ochunks' butt, and he proceeds to fart his way out of there. Later, in 1-4, Mario meets a giant robot dragon named Fractail, who explains that he was tasked with protecting the pure heart, but he recognizes Mario as the hero of legend and lets him pass. At least that's what was supposed to happen, but then Dimencio shows up.
You are late. I have waited thousands of years for your arrival. You may pass. The pure heart is just ahead.
It won't be that easy, oh no.
Who speaks?
So very nice to meet you, and your mustache. I am Count Bleck's Master of Dimensions, the Pleaser of Crowds. I am Dimencio. Remember the name well. I know you. You're that... It would be so very dull if your journey ended so easily. Instead, it ends with magic. Yes, much better. Now you and this robotic guardian can spend some quality time. Yes, quality snack time. Winnie snacks on you, for you are the snack. Ciao. What did he just... Luckily, Mario survives because he has plot armor and collects the second pure heart. Meanwhile, Princess Peach wakes up to find that she's in a wedding ceremony and getting married to Bowser. Apparently, Count Bleck set this all up because the prophecy mentions that Peach and Bowser have to get married in order to form the Chaos Heart, a weapon of mass destruction. Peach refuses, so Anastasia, Bleck's secretary, hypnotizes her into saying "I do." After all, the prophecy didn't say anything about consent. Thus, the Chaos Heart is formed. An explosion explodes, and Peach blacks out. Much later, Princess Peach wakes up in Count Bleck's castle, and she tries to find her way out, but gets cornered by Anastasia.
No, dead end.
The whole thing here won't do us any good. Let's turn around and keep looking.
Turn back. Yeah, no, your friend there had it right. This is your dead end.
Who are you anyway?
Find cover, lady. I'm trained to handle scum like this. Oh, hell, Count Bleck. Wow, Princess, you sure are lucky. I thought the wedding explosion finished you. Yeah, but this is the end of the road, and your luck runs out right here. It's time you came on over and got with the program. Someone serve the Count.
Never.
Yeah, that's great now, but my hypno powers kinda say otherwise. Just sit tight a sec, okay? Because I gotta brainwash you real quick. What? That wasn't on my schedule? Where'd she go? Well, that's really not a deal breaker. My prophecy fulfillment plan is running smoothly. We have no need for her.
Yeah, and it doesn't really matter where she runs since our worlds are about to fall. But before we go back to Flipside, something really strange, but really important happens. When Mario and Tippy arrive back in Flipside, they find Princess Peach on the ground. They wake her up and she tells them her entire story from start to finish. They don't really know exactly who or what saved her from getting brainwashed, but they decide to just go with it. As it turns out, Peach is the second hero of the prophecy, so that just leaves two more. Merlon tells them that a friend of his named Merlee has the third pure heart, so all they need to do is find her. And so, Mario, Peach, and Tippy set off to World 2. Soon, they arrive at Merlee's mansion and find a little girl named Mimi, who's Merlee's housekeeper. Mimi keeps forgetting where Merlee is and accidentally trapping them. But don't be mistaken, she doesn't mean any harm. She's Mimi after all.
You broke my most favorite face! Two faces! I love that face more than anything, and you broke it! Oh, you'll pay for that? Yes, you will. I'll have you know that vase cost 1 million rubies. So hand over that money, now, or you're done for!
Rubies? Oh, I don't believe Mario carries any of that particular currency. I don't suppose those are anything like coins, are they? Coins? No one uses coins anymore, you peasants!
I spit on your coins! So what are you saying? Are you telling me you don't have any rubies at all? Well, guess what? You're just gonna have to work it off then! Until you work off your debt, you naughty little things, I own you! Ooh. Enjoy labor!
Yeah, so you can earn rubies in the generator room on the top floor. Once you earn 1 million rubies, you come pay it off in the room at the back. You can also check the balance of your debt there. So, get to work, servants! Mario is now saddled with the 1 million rupee debt. Whoa! What precedes is by far the most repetitive and boring part of the entire game. Yes, this game forces you to jump and hit this block 1 million times. There is no way around it, and you can't even go AFK because of the motivational sparks on the floor. Again, there's no way around it. You really have to jump and hit a block 1 million times. I'm just kidding, by the way. Mario finds a safe that contains 1 million rubies and finds Mimi so he can pay off his crushing debt. Mimi briefly tweaks out about how you've broken her wonderful curse, and in a scene worthy of The Exorcist, she begins to levitate and then explodes as brutally mutilated parts of her body scatter around the room. Yeah, as it turns out, Mimi is the shapeshifter from before who is one of Count Black's minions. Really? But she seemed like such a nice girl. Anyway, Mimi turns into this thing and chases Mario and his friends around Merly's basement until Mario goes into the ladies' restroom, where Merly is hiding in one of the toilets for some reason. Merly uses her magic to defeat Mimi and gives Mario the second pure heart. Meanwhile, Luigi wakes up in Count Bleck's castle with the last thing he can remember being the wedding ceremony. He travels around the castle looking for a way out, but eventually he gets cornered by Anastasia. And he doesn't get as lucky as Princess Peach did. The screen fades to black as Luigi is slowly hypnotized by Anastasia. And believe it or not, this is the last encounter we have with Luigi all the way until Chapter 7. I always thought it was odd because we never really get to see what Luigi is up to for 5 whole chapters. I like to think that he's chilling in Count Bleck's dungeon with some of Bowser's minions, but who knows. Mario returns to Flipside, where Merly greets them and they head over to World 3. When they first enter World 3, Tippy mentions that unlike the previous 2 worlds, she can sense the pure heart nearby. Suddenly, she gets snatched by a giant chameleon named Francis. Francis disappears, leaving Mario completely alone. Suddenly, another pixel appears from behind a bush and tells Mario that Francis probably took Tippy to his fort, which is basically Geek Paradise. Francis is a bit of a Discord mod, and once he gets his sweaty hands on something, he's never letting it go. Even though the pixel recommends against it, Mario decides that he's going to rescue Tippy, because no matter the cost, he's going to do anything it takes to help his friends. That's just the sort of guy he is. Along the way, Mario and Peach meet Bowser, who says that he and his army got dropped here after the whole wedding fiasco. Peach realizes that he might just be the 3rd hero of the prophecy, and through a lot of persuasion, he eventually is convinced to help them on their journey. Later, the gang runs into Dimencio again, who was placed here so he could fight them. Dimencio transports them to Dimension D, a dimension of his own creation. Apparently, in this dimension, Dimencio is 256 times more powerful than he would be in any other dimension. However, he fails to realize that it makes Mario 256 times more powerful as well. Mario beats Dimencio up, and Dimencio cries like a baby before teleporting away. But before we leave Dimencio, something really weird happens. A little more, perhaps? They are strong, but they must be stronger yet to defeat Black. I must make sure they can face him when the time comes around at last. Whoa! Plot twist! As it turns out, Dimencio is actually betraying Count Bleck and aiding the heroes. We don't exactly know his motives at this time in the story, but it's safe to say that he definitely has something up his sleeve. Maybe he's starting to see through the Count's lies. Finally, the Fated 3 arrive at Fort Francis, and Princess Peach walks into Francis's room where he's keeping Tippy, ready to save her once and for all.
Hey, what are you doing sticking into my room, huh? Ever heard of privacy?
Oh, there you are, Francis. I've been looking all over for you.
For me? Oh my gosh, it's a hot babe. Hot babe in room. What do I do? Oh man, a real girl in our room. This is so high technical. Must calm down. I'm getting way too excited. Sweaters forming. Get talk to good girls. Must get my laptop from training back. Booting up SWOOT.exe. Activating NerdTubeBabe interface mod with real-time ruling. Welcome to my castle. How do you do?
What on earth is that? What's going on here?
I boot this baby up whenever it's time to talk to the ladies.
Yeah, when I said this game was unhinged, I meant it. What follows is the most uncomfortable 3 minutes of my life. By the way, in case you forgot, yes, this is a real, official Nintendo product. There really are no words, so I'll just show a quick clip of some of this gameplay.
Oh man, what do we do next? You're so cute, like a princess straight out of an anime or video game. You can be feisty, but I must say it enhance your charm.
You think I'm charming?
Am I really that cute? You're making me blush. Oh, and you smell pretty. What an intoxicating fragrance.
Francis is enchanted. Francis's stress level is down. Francis's passion leveled up. Eventually, Peach finally snaps out of it, and this happens.
What's my next move? Wow, we are like so perfect for each other. It's destiny. We should get married.
Married? So, how much do you make? Hey, who's picking these responses for me anyway? I'm not marrying this dork. I shouldn't even be having this conversation. I came to save Tippy. Where is she? That's it. I've had it. You better bring her out now. Peach used Boomer. Boomer exploded.
No, my graphics card! I was the only known copy of the NerdTubeBabe patch, and now it's gone forever. Real babes are scary.
Peach? Oh, Tippy. Oh, I was so worried. You came to save me?
Huh? So you come to raid my fort and steal Francine. Well, no, I won't let you. But by the way, I came up with the name Francine on my own. Isn't that sweet? At first I thought it was a little weird that you could talk everything. But the Digibutter.nerd forum reaction convinced me you are high technical. You're my only offline friend, Francine, so no one will take you away from me. Can't see me? That's because my invisibility powers are totally high technical. Little Francine is hidden, so you can't take her. Feel the wrath of the jilted X-Dot in the season finale of the Coronas Chronicles.
After a spontaneously high technical boss battle, Peach defeats Francis with girl power and Tippy is saved. Tippy is genuinely surprised to find that they came to save her, and she begins to radiate with gratitude. She didn't think anybody would care enough to save her, and suddenly, this happens.
What is that?
The pure heart? But how? It's like Tippy's heart just burst with happiness and released a pure heart. Or... Mario, I was just so happy when I saw that you'd come to save me. Please, take it. This was a very strange turn of events. Throughout the game, it's been implied that the pure hearts are physical objects, but this is the first time the game challenges that. How could one just appear out of thin air? Maybe the pure hearts aren't exactly what we think they are. Are they truly just weapons designed to stop Count Bleck? Or something else? Something more? Mario, Peach, and Bowser return to Flipside and share with Merlon that they found the third hero. They open the door to the next world, but, surprisingly, are dumped straight in the middle of outer space. Tippy saves them just in time, and they are transported back to Flipside, where they get a fishbowl from a boy and put it on their head so they can breathe in space. Mario? I'm not sure oxygen works like that. Anyway, not far into their journey through outer space, Tippy finds a strange spaceship. And this is when we are introduced to my favorite character in the entirety of Super Paper Mario, Squirps the alien. Squirp! Squirple, squeeble, squeaks. Morning, Squirp. Oh dear, who are you? An alien, perhaps? You're the ones looking for the pure heart, Squirple? Cuter than I thought. How do you know about the pure heart and about us? Are you allied with Count Bleck? I demand answers. No scary faces. You can call me Squirps. I'm your captain, Squirp. And if you want the pure heart, we need to work together, Squirp. Whatever do you mean? Please explain yourself. Squirps can't tell much now, but you must trust Squirps. Now follow me, Squirps. We won't be doing that. We'll just measure Squirp. You eat the captain. You are a space grunt now, and that is the only rule. Your only responses should be yes, sir, and gotcha. Understand, Squirtle? Looks like you understand your place, Squirp. It's unknown why Squirps knows so much about Mario, the Prophecy, and the Pure Hearts, but he does know where the location of the next Pure Heart is, and he seems willing to take them there, so they decide to go with it for the time being. Squirps uses his fantastical power-up power to lead the group through the far reaches of outer space and to a small planet called Blabool. After landing on Blabool, Tippy begins to demand answers from Squirps, and conveniently, he suddenly needs to use the restroom. Luckily, even though Blabool is such a small planet, there happens to be a porta-potty on its surface. But there's a problem. Someone's already in it. Someone who's been waiting for a very long time. Someone with a strangely good singing voice. And this is when things get really, really dumb. So just prepare yourselves. Here I sit, Amor, waiting you, Amor. No more, no more, Amor.
This is no time for some silly songs, Squirtle. I got a bathroom emergency here.
100 years ago, Amor, I came in here to go, Amor. So bored, Amor. No toilet paper here, Amor. I wait 100 years, Amor. What for, Amor? Any paper, please, Amor? Just a sheet for me, Amor. Implore, Amor. Yes, you heard that right. The entire conflict of 4-2 is this. Someone has been sitting on the toilet for 100 years, waiting for someone to bring them toilet paper. Mario has to explore the planet and find toilet paper so that this person on the toilet can wipe and let Squirps go. First off, let me just say, 100 years. Just get off the toilet, bro. There's nothing left to wipe anymore. Second, you know what? Never mind. There's so much I would love to say about this right now, but just no, we're not doing this. We're moving on. Mario eventually finds toilet paper and brings it back to the porta-potty. And then we are greeted with this fabulous cutscene. Any paper, please, Amor? Just a sheet for me, Amor. Implore, Amor. Papes, Amor. Love the papes, Amor. Amor. Fleep has awaited for you. At last we meet, mi amor, my sweet, sweet paper. And now we do part, Amor, for down you depart, Amor. No more, Amor.
Squirps can't take it anymore. Squirps will burst. Evacuate all personnel.
Relief. So let me get this straight. Fleep, a pixel, was going to the bathroom in a porta-potty on a tiny planet in outer space, but he ran out of toilet paper, and so he waited on that toilet for 100 years until Mario came along and gave him toilet paper. That's it? I'm not missing anything? Okay. So, Fleep, he literally looks like a piece of paper himself. And he's over here wiping his butt with toilet paper. So that means he's wiping his butt with his own kind, basically. That's what is that? I don't know what I'm supposed to call that. It's not cannibalism. What is that? That's like if I wiped my butt with my baby cousin after I finished my business in the bathroom. It's fine. You know what? It's fine. So after Squirps finally gets out of the bathroom, they go on their way. Squirps explains that the pure heart lies deep inside of an interconnected maze called the Woe Zone. Some people call it the space graveyard, and once you go in, it's said that you can never find your way out. Tippy gets mad and calls him an incontinent little imp because she doesn't understand how he knows all this, and she can't fathom how unbelievably obvious this all is a trap. But I think she needs to remember Psalm 46:10. Be still and know that I am Squirps. Or something like that. Anyway, they find the entrance to the woe zone, but it's locked. Squirps says that he can open it, but only if he is fed something yummy, such as a chocolate bar. But there's obviously a problem. Where is someone going to find a chocolate bar in the middle of outer space? Why, from the local Twinkle Mart, of course. Where else? Mario buys a chocolate bar and gives it to Squirps, who is able to open the gate to the woe zone. The woe zone is probably the second hardest and most confusing level in Super Paper Mario. It took me a few hours on my first playthrough to get through the entire level. But eventually, with Squirps' help, they finally reach the enter of the maze. And this is when we are introduced to who is probably the coolest villain in all of Super Paper Mario.
Slowpokes? Squawkles? Squirps was tired of waiting. Squirps almost gave up. The pure heart that you're looking for is just ahead, Space Grunts.
Squirps, you've done well. You're a smart kid.
Squirple-squee, stop it. Squirps is embarrassed.
Wait, whose voice was that, Squawk?
Squirp!
Squirps, are you alright? Who are you?
Oh, me? Just one of Cow Black's more promising minions. The Green Thunder. Mr. L.
Mr. L? Mr. L?
I don't need you to tell me it's a cool name. I know it. Don't bother memorizing it. Why? Because I'm about to give you a burial at sea. I mean a burial at space. No one's coming to save you this time, dearest princess. How about you?
Mr. L is probably the most mysterious character in the entire game. Almost nothing is known about him or his past, and it's certainly very strange that we haven't seen him at all up until now. But that doesn't defeat the point that this is one cool dude. One cool dude with one cool musical theme. And one cool mustache. Not only that, but he reminds me of somebody. I'm not sure who it is, but I think it's Mario? Maybe? I'm not really sure, but you can kind of see the resemblance, right? Anyway, after a great boss battle, Mr. L is defeated, and we finally learn the truth about Squirps. Squirps is actually the prince of the prosperous kingdom of Squirpina. His mother, the queen, heard long ago about the dark prophecy and the foretold destruction. So she sent Squirps to find the hero of legend while she hid the pure heart inside of the woe zone. Squirps had been put into a hibernation capsule 1,500 years ago in order to find the hero of legend and guide him to the pure heart. But here's the sad part. Squirps' mother is gone now, and she isn't there to tell Squirps that he did a good job. Squirps is alone. He was asleep for 1,500 years, and now his entire kind is gone. And from his upbeat attitude, I don't think he even realizes it. He thinks this statue is his mother, and honestly, it's a little hard to watch. It's hard to watch when a mother and her son are forced apart like this. It's more than just hard to watch. This is heartbreaking. Mario has the next pure heart and is one step closer to saving all worlds from Count Bleck, but the toll the prophecy is taking is beginning to show itself. This game does not shy away from its dark aspects, and it's not afraid to show you the horrible, sad things that can happen in the quest for peace. Meanwhile, at Castle Black, Nastasia introduces Mr. L to Ochunks, Mimi, and Dimencio. Nastasia also mentions that Mr. L came from one of their key competitors. I'm not exactly sure what that's supposed to mean. Is this implying that Mr. L comes from Mario's home dimension? Because if so, why do we never get to see him in any of the other Mario games? After Mr. L leaves, Count Bleck reminds the minions of a line from the prophecy. Though the man in red shall wield formidable powers, one shall stand against him. The man in green shall use the Chaos Heart's power to bring darkness to all. Afterwards, Bleck sends Ochunks on another mission.
I, Ochunks, swear to you, this hero's got a hot date with me feet.
Dimencio tags along too. But before we leave this scene, something very important happens. An exchange between Count Bleck and Nastasia.
Yeah, I hate to seem like a whistleblower here, but Ochunks may not... Actually, even Dimencio, Mimi, and Mr. L may not be up to this. That hero's gonna collect the pure hearts and come here. He'll come for you.
It's according to plan. Count Bleck assures you.
It's strange. Nobody ever cherished the universe the way you once did. And yet you've been made to destroy it.
That's right enough, Nastasia. What?
If only I could have, been that girl. Things would have been different.
Shut up, you're the beast. You could never hope to do so, Nastasia.
Yeah, I'm very sorry that just slipped out.
To be sure, she is gone from all worlds, never to return.
Meanwhile, the heroes return to Flipside, and Peach comments about how Tippy has been acting a little strange recently. More cheerful. Then, Merlon comes to greet them.
So you're all back? How was it this time then? Did you find another pure heart in outer space?
Yes, we found the 5th pure heart. And this one... Huh? What?
Tippy! What has happened? All of you come to my house at once. Hurry, now.
At Merlon's house, Merlon begins to explain a few things to the heroes. Apparently, Tippy wasn't always a pixel. He once found her in her true human form, but she was exhausted and on the verge of death. Merlon had decided to transform Tippy's soul into a pixel so that she would live. But there's a chance that Tippy's pixel form is beginning to collapse.
She had lost her memory, so I have no idea who she is or where she is from. But I can't help thinking she did not come here by chance. Fate connects us. And my intuition in this area is rarely mistaken. The void has grown larger, and these tremors have become more common, I'm afraid. Our situation grows more dire by the moment. Will the events written in the Light Prognosticus really forestall the foretold doom? I will watch over Tippy. Young heroes, take the pure heart. Find the next heart pillar.
Meanwhile, as Mario and his friends are looking for the next heart pillar so they can open the next door, they stumble upon a strange mirror dimension. Apparently, there has been another town that exists simultaneously with Flipside, a parallel universe called Flopside. This is one of my favorite parts of the game. It isn't super important to the lore, but I want to talk about it anyway because it's just so cool. Flopside is both physically and conceptually opposite from Flipside. The mayor of the town is named Nolrim, obviously a play on words from Merlon. The layout of the town is completely backwards. Heck, it even goes all the way to the NPCs. Every NPC in Flipside has a complete opposite that exists simultaneously in Flopside with an opposite personality, and I for one think that's very creative. It's so much fun exploring Flopside and comparing it to Flipside because the attention to detail is very impressive. According to Nolrim, it has always been a story of two towns, and only he and Merlon know about it. Nolrim even laughs backwards. Merlon pronounces it ho-ho, but Nolrim says it like ho-oh. See what I mean? It's all connected! Mario heads back to Flipside and finds that Tippy has been revived. She seems fine, and she says that she wants to be by Mario's side. They still needed to find 3 pure hearts, but the imminent destruction of the world was approaching at an alarming pace. They walk through the 5th door out of 7, not sure what to expect. We are soon introduced to the Kragnons, a prehistoric group of people who worship what they call the Big Rock Who Watches. They also call it Bra for some reason. Apparently, even the Kragnons know about the end of the world that's coming. When Mario falls out of the sky, the Kragnons take it as a sign from Big Rock Who Watches. They take him to the rock hut of the head chief, who explains further. But before I say anything further, I want to say something about these Kragnons. They are a prehistoric people group, but for some reason, they talk like they're teenagers in a 90s movie. Not only that, but they keep replacing random words in their language with Krag, kind of like the Smurfs like to replace random words in their language with Smurf. This is one of the less weird things we've seen in this game so far, but I still thought I'd mention it.
Servants of Big Rock Who Watches, you big boulders, we just gravel bits.
Where in the world are we, and what are you things?
This is land of Kragnons. Me Kragnon, him Kragnon, we all Kragnon. It not rocket science, brah. Anyway, Big Bra here's Marball, chief of all Kragnons.
Kragnons? What?
Oh, great servants of Big Rock Who Watches. Kragnons having trouble down here. Serious, bad, big danger. One day, 3 clan people came. Your Kragnon named them Florosapiens. They kidnapped many Kragnons. We were peaceful bras. They give peace no chance. Rescue team of Cragnons, now need to be rescued. We at end of our crag. How do we save Cragnons? No ideas come to Marbold, and we keep losing Cragnons. This bad, bros. Cragnons must work this out or Cragnons go extinct, bro!
If you didn't get all that, and I don't blame you if so, the chief of the village explains to them that a strange species of plant people named the Florosapiens have recently been kidnapping the Cragnons and taking them away, led by their leader, King Crocus. The Cragnons don't know why they're doing this, so they called out to Big Rock who watches. They ask Mario to help their village and stop the Florosapiens, and Mario accepts because that's just the kind of guy he is.
Terrible, brah. King Crocus return. What? Village Cragnons kidnapped. Please, Cragnons need hooking up, brah. Servants of Big Rock who watches. You heard that right, kind bras. Please, you help. You hook up Cragnons. Hook up, please.
Hey, check it out, man. Haven't seen that one before, have we? Yeah, for sure. It must be some sort of rare breed or something, right? Yeah, rare breed, totally. Sweet timing, too. We need a pure heart polisher. Score!
Mario, these odd creatures seem to know about the pure heart.
Our super mighty leader, King Crocus, will be stoked to have a rare breed. Let's tenderize it a bit and tote it back, dude.
After Mario beats up the Florosapiens, they notice more Florosapiens taking the villagers away. With the knowledge that the Florosapiens have the pure heart, they give chase. And so begins a long, drawn-out chase sequence as they follow the Florosapiens far into the wilderness and through the gap of crag. Eventually, however, they get stopped in their tracks by Ochunks.
No! Blag it all. Bad enough that you beat me once, but twice is too much to bear. How can I show me face to the count now, eh? I can't. Put me out of me misery. Whoa, good idea. I'll get on with it. I'm serious. I have no regrets. Well, no, perhaps I do regret not confessing me love to that sweet lass. But no! That's no way for a brave warrior to talk when his time comes around at last. So do it, now, finish me, end me game.
Well, salutations, Ochunks. How are things,
Dimitro, look, honestly, this is kind of important. How about some privacy here?
Yes, of course, I understand. Your honor must be satisfied, but Ochunks, before you let your game be over, you might bother me for a bit. I have something I rather think you'll enjoy. I do wish you would try it out for me.
You're crazy, Loon. It's not the time for...
Oh, it's not the time, Not the time for something that will aid Count Bleck?
Ooh, for the counter. Well, that do change a thing or two. Fine then. You lot, you took enough for a beating for today, so I'll let you off easy like. I'll tell you this though, you better work on your skills by the next time we meet.
Wait, what about all that drivel about not showing your face to the count and such?
Hey, shut it. I live for the count. I couldn't end me game without his say-so. Me heart is weak, sure, but so I'm done with it. From now on, I'm all bra and no brain. The past be nothing to me. All that matters is Count Bleck's future. All for him. Chunks away.
It is time to part. Ciao.
Man, what a crybaby.
But before we move on, I want to talk a little bit more about Dimitrio. So far, this is what we know about him. He keeps fighting Mario, but at the same time, he's trying to help him stop Count Bleck. It's still unclear why he wants Count Bleck to be stopped when all of Bleck's other minions are loyal to him, but it's clear that he has something up his sleeve. Dimitrio is a man on the inside, and by secretly leading the heroes, he's forming a plan to take down Count Bleck. There's something sketchy about Dimitrio, and as this story continues, he's only going to get much more mysterious. Mario continues to chase the Florosapiens around and eventually enters the Florosapien Caverns, the home of the Florosapiens. But before long, they meet someone, an adventurer named Flint Cragley. Flint Cragley is the star of Flint Cragley Cragtrotter, which airs weekly on Cragvision. Also, his catchphrase is, "Cragley Ho!" He's not really that important to the overall story, but I'm talking about him anyway just because it's another little example of how funny and creative this game is. Mario and his friends dive deeper into the Florosapien Caverns, and I just want to say that the soundtrack that plays alongside this level is my favorite piece of music in the game. It sounds adventurous and mysterious, and it just fits the overall vibe perfectly. Anyway, eventually, Mario and the heroes run into this thing. The Florosapiens have been running experiments on the Cragnons, and now they've been brainwashed to do their bidding. These are the Florocragnians, and thanks to that plant on their head, they're the only people who can get through to King Crocus's throne room. It's a bit strange that the theme of brainwashing keeps showing up again and again in the story. I don't want to go very in-depth into this because I already watched a video where someone talked about this. I highly recommend you go watch it because it expands on a lot of ideas that I never did, and it does so very well. But it is strange how they're the only enemies in the game where you actually lose points when you kill them instead of gaining them. This is interesting because it poses a bit of a moral dilemma, but we can't talk about that right now because what do you know, it looks like Ochunks and Dimitrio are back. Aha! So at long last you've come to play like late sleeping toddlers. Dimitrio and Ochunks. Do you not tire of collecting those worn-out, tiresome, pure hearts? I am not violent by nature, you know. I prefer to settle this peacefully, in fact. Say, for instance, you wish to go back to your world. I could do that for you. We are not interested. So it must be. Shall we begin? Haven't you learned? No matter how often we fight, it will end the same. My, aren't you plucky? Same flight, same outcome. You are precisely correct, and that is why.
Broccoli!
Lovely green hat, wouldn't you say? What? Dear Ochunks, so strong yet so very dim, a child could learn his attack patterns. As such, I requested a few sprouts from my acquaintance to live in him up a touch. I called the boy O'Cabbage. Don't be shy, O'Cabbage. Introduce yourself.
Cabbage!
Simply adorable. Now remember, kids, eat your vegetables to grow big. Except in this case, a veggie will eat you. Have fun now. Ciao. Dimitrio set up a trap for Ochunks. Somehow, he got a hold of one of the Florosapiens' head sprouts they used to brainwash people, and he used it on Ochunks. I don't have to tell you how messed up it is to turn anybody's brain into a vegetable, but the important thing is Ochunks has no memory of it. Anyway, Ochunks drops the sprout, but the brainwashing wears off, so it's safe to wear. Mario puts on the sprout and is able to pass into King Crocus's throne room. It's time for the big showdown. When Mario and the gang get to the throne room, King Crocus brags about how he hypnotized the Cragnons and he flexes the pure heart on them. King Crocus is definitely one of the weirder boss battles in Super Paper Mario, but once we defeat him, something weird happens. Something you probably weren't expecting. Beautiful. Even as I will, I am beautiful.
King Crocus! Well, what did you guys do, huh?
We have defeated your king. Now release the Cragnons.
Hey, shut up! You don't get it at all! King Crocus was awesome! He totally thought of his people first, man, and you wilted him!
What are you talking about?
Water, man! I'm talking about water! The Cragnons were polluting our water! Those dudes were tossing trash into the river! We had to drink that crud! That dirty water was what drove our king bonkers! Don't you get it?
So then,
Of course, I knew it all along. Craggly Ho. Emergency special report from the Floral front lines. Environmental pollution drives Flora sapiens mad. Whither will they rampage? So the villagers throwing garbage in the river was the reason for this whole thing? Well, I tried to tell those guys, but my thoughts were too far ahead of their time.
This played well with Green Cragnon crowd. Ratings explode broad like Crags on Ice meets Baron von Craggington.
yes, once my fellow villagers see this, they'll surely realize the error of their ways. Once the words of Frillin Cragly reach them, they'll throw garbage no more. Yeah, water, man. I mean, it's easily our most precious treasure, know what I mean? We promise not to dirty our water, and we'll just chill down here and be cool. And we'll totally make those sprouts off your villagers' noggins too, man.
Sounds like a fine way to keep the peace in the land. Keep those promises, folks.
That was a rather unexpected turn. The Floro-Sapiens weren't just plain evil. The only reason they had been doing all of this was to stop the Cragnons from polluting their water. Now, this obviously doesn't excuse the fact that they kidnapped and brainwashed them, but it still shows how bad things can get when we don't communicate. This entire conflict could have been avoided if the Cragnons and the Floro-Sapiens were just a bit nicer to each other and treated each other with respect. It's sad that things had to go this far, but now the Cragnons will finally understand. From now on, the Cragnons will stop polluting the rivers, and the Sapiens will stop kidnapping the Cragnons. The two species have a new understanding for each other, and from now on, they're ready to pave a new path into the future. One led not by hate and mistrust, but one led by love and unity. Meanwhile, at Count Bleck's castle, Mimi was beginning to grow restless. She complains to Nastasia about how she hasn't been sent on a mission in a while now, and she's getting bored. Mr. L shares this feeling, and they both beg Nastasia for a mission. However, Nastasia says that they received specific orders to stand by, much to their dismay. Nastasia leaves, and suddenly, almost on cue, Dimentio appears.
But I'm bored. And the robot craves his daily smash. I can't just loiter here, there's no action.
Hard to stay still when you pine for sweet vengeance, isn't it?
Dimentio!
The Count's orders are all absolute, completely without exception, yes? We shouldn't even dare to think about a secret sneak attack. Perish the thought! Defeating the hero would please the Count greatly, but we must follow orders.
Oopsie, I just remembered something real important that I gotta do. Back in a jiffy. Bye! Yeah, I've got to go deflavorize the robot's flavorizer. I'll return once everything's up to code. Later, Dimitrio.
I know, isn't that something? I do believe I should be moving on as well. With hearts full of hope, the gang headed toward the next door. The void loomed in the sky above them, and it was bigger than ever. But for the first time, they were beginning to feel as if they might just be able to do this and save all worlds from Count Black and the Dark Prophecy. But something was about to happen to the heroes. Something that they had been dreading for a long, long time. They opened the door to World 6, oblivious to the fact that everything was about to go horribly, horribly wrong. As I said before, Super Paper Mario is a weird game. It doesn't shy away from its humor, and I have to say this game can be really funny sometimes. But it also isn't as sanitized as most other Nintendo games are. It's not afraid of making the player uncomfortable. It's not afraid of asking questions that the player isn't ready to answer. It's not afraid of showing the player the consequences if they fail. In real life, there are no second chances. There are no extra lives. And Super Paper Mario isn't afraid of reminding the player that sometimes horrible things happen, and there's nothing they can do to stop it. Right before Mario walks into the next door, Merlon reads a passage from the prophecy. At the Duel of the 100, the hero will meet with dark powers of purest chaos. If you fall to the 100, the chaos world grows and the purity heart fades. And as that happen, the hero will fall into the world where all games are ended. When Mario first arrives in the 6th world, Tippy notices something unnerving. The void looms over every sky through the multiverse, and it's bigger in some worlds than it is in others. Look at that! The void. It's enormous here. Much bigger than it is in Flipside. This dimension must be very close to destruction. You'd better hurry. We have a pure heart to find.
Yeah.
And so, they head off, exploring the strange kingdom. But soon, this happens.
I yield! I am shamed. Ah, so you run, coward. You disgrace your family's honor. Another unworthy opponent. When will this hero of legend appear? Time is running out and he still refuses to show his face. You stop now. You wear the clothes of a crazy. You must be if you mean to challenge me. Me?
His name is Mario. He's not here to challenge you.
Aha, so it begins, challenger. I am known as Jade Blooper, guardian of the first gate. Prepare for game over. Hacha! No more, I beg you. Your power is great, challenger. Your skills are impressive. So the hero of legend has finally revealed himself. You may go on to the next gate.
What next gate? What is going on here? Oh, splendid! Oh, what a performance, and what exotic garb you drape yourself in, challenger!
what a rousing spectacle of martial artistry!
I don't know who you think you are, but I got a rousing spectacle for your face!
Insolence! So respect, dog. You stand before King Samur, ruler of the Samurais.
Your unusual fighting style brings me amusement to no end. As reward for your victory, I shall allow a glimpse of my treasure. Behold!
Hey, you got one of those pure art things.
Indeed, it is the pride of the kingdom. If you desire it, proving your worth by defeating my loyal vassals in a tournament.
Showdown? Ooh, is there gonna be a steel cage?
In our kingdom, there is a legend that has been passed down through generations. When a great hole appears in the sky, the world will soon be devoured. The tempest in the sky grows larger by the day. It must be stopped.
But the legend goes on, and so I shall continue a very dramatic reading. Only one thing can stop the void. The great hero must be given the pure heart. Vassals, to me! Hacha!
Hail Samur!
100 strong.
These are my vassals. Should you beat them all, you will prove you are the true hero. Yes, I shall reward you with a pure heart if you best my other 99 samurais.
Begone, Samurais, and move to your tournament positions.
I'm sure I'll be on the edge of my throne throughout this thrilling tournament. I will await your arrival at the palace. The tournament has begun. Let's scale the side.
So the king will give us a pure heart if we beat the other 99 samurais. We better get started. We have a lot of fighting to do. And so, the Duel of the 100 begins. King Samur tells the heroes that in order to earn the pure heart, they must defeat all 100 samurais in a row. But here's the thing. It's not like they're all in one room. Oh no. Each samurai is stationed at their respective post. This means that every single samurai you have to fight has their own cutscene and their own loading zone. It's not hard because every single samurai goes down within a matter of seconds, but it is tedious. About 7/8 of your time in the Samur Kingdom is spent either watching a cutscene or walking from one post to another. And it is so flipping tedious. There isn't a shortcut or anything either. The game really sits you down and makes you watch every single little cutscene. I don't know about any of you, but that sounds like it would take a long time. And as Tippy already pointed out, time isn't exactly in their favor. The Duel of 100 is tedious and unbearably annoying, sure, but as you go through the Samur Kingdom, that feeling slowly but surely begins to be replaced by dread. The void in the sky steadily grows larger and larger, until it is so large that it consumes almost the entire sky. It's certainly a haunting sight, but you'll have to push on. Mario needs that pure heart. The fate of the universe lay in his hands. Eventually, Mario and his friends drag themselves all the way to the 20th gate, where this happens.
Pure! Why do you not crush for Rolling Thwomp? Rolling and squishing is not the same as it was. You go now. I have lost passion for Squish.
The void is growing larger. We have to hurry.
Hurry! Why not pause and savor the show? It is already far too late to stop. Count Black.
Who's the creepy clown with the cape? Count Black.
Black. The prophecy unfolds smoothly. Extra the chaos out. The light of each word will be stuffed out one by one.
Why would you want to do something so unspeakable?
You question, Count Black. This is worthless words destruction matters not. Far better for Count Black to wipe it out of existence than let it remain.
How can you say that? That's horrible.
Count Black scoffs at you. An insignificant pixel lectures Count Black on what is right and wrong.
This is not up for discussion. You're wrong and sick. All living things have a heart. They're all priceless. You can't just erase them.
Of all things should have been the heart, nothing could be more worthless. All things are meaningless. Aside from Tippin, no treasure matters in the least to me.
Timpani?
Speak no more. This world is dying under the mortal gaze of Count Black. But don't let that stop you from trying to find a pure heart you will never acquire. Black.
Oh dear.
World goes squish soon. Must tell King Sammer. Must not accidentally squish King again.
From now on in the story, all of the Samer guys begin to catch the memo and they let you pass. They know that the world is ending and they are afraid. But as much as I'd like to talk about what Count Black just said, we need to keep going with this story. As they race through the gates, the ground begins to tremble. Mario and his friends can't deny what's happening. The end is coming for this world and they can't slow it down. Finally, Mario and his friends arrive at King Sammer's palace, hoping beyond hope that King Sammer would be willing to part with his most precious treasure, the pure heart.
Splendid! The heroes have arrived!
We received word of your nasty run-in with that despicable Count Blackfellow. So the legends are true. Our ancestors truly did foretell these days.
Your ancestors want you to shut up already and fork over the pure heart.
You haven't defeated all of my 100 Samer guys, but the situation is grave. Oh, why not? Just for royal giggles. The treasure sits on the 26th gate. Go claim the pure heart you so richly deserve. But that explosion didn't even turn you black with soot.
That totally didn't even hurt you at all. This stinks. So you thought you just grabbed the pure heart? You guys are so dumb. Surprise! It's me, Mimi. You're so silly. Did you crazy heads think the king would just give you the pure heart? The king's probably tucked off cozy in a bed, taking a nap in the castle, making cute little snoring noises while his world goes bye-bye.
Out of the way, pigtails!
Dummies! The only reason I'm even here is to get in the way. I'm not all soft and cuddly like the Count. Nighty-night, it's bedtime for you guys.
Well, what do you know? Another exorcist scene from our girl Mimi. After a nightmare fuel-infused boss battle, they finally defeat Mimi, and this happens.
That really hurt. You're just a big bunch of bullies with cute little girls. But it doesn't matter an eensy teensy bit. Everything's perfect. What? Don't believe me? Look up at the sky.
The void. It's enormous now.
Yep, I sure got you meanies to waste lots of your time. Guess you'll have to give up looking for that dumb pure heart now.
This psychotic girl was only trying to stall us.
Golly, you guys have really got your thinking caps on today, huh? Well, I did warn you that I was meaner than the Count. Anyhow, it's sure a big old bummer I can't stay to play more with you guys. But this place is about to go kablooey. Later, meanies.
The world was ending, and there was nothing Mario and his friends could do to stop it. They charged from outpost to outpost, desperately trying to reach the real King Sammer and get the pure heart, but the world around them began to throb, shake, and moan. The void was expanding at a constant rate now, and it wouldn't be long before we are doomed. It cannot be stopped. We've got to make it. We can't fail now, not now. We've come so far. And just like that, an entire dimension, a dimension populated with billions of people, dies. There's no possible way to sugarcoat it. Every last person in the Samurai dimension is dead. And there's nothing you can ever do to change that. They're all gone. Forever. Super Paper Mario does not have a 6-3. It doesn't have a 6-4 either. That is the truth. Plain and simple. It was taken by the void. It was consumed, never to return again. Mario wasn't fast enough. He wasn't fast enough to save this dimension. And just in case you still think I'm joking when I say that, let me show you what happens next. Count Black. I feel like I know him from somewhere. Wait, I do, or at least I did. I did know him. But how and when? Who is he? I can't remember.
Oh!
Mario, you realize
Who's that? Who's there? What's going on here?
I'm a little discombobulated myself, so it's hard to say. At the very least, we seem to have returned to Flipside. But what if King Samer and the Samer guys? And the Pure Heart? The door leading to that world still exists, it seems. I wonder. Do we dare go back in? Yes. Yes, I think we should go through. There's nothing left. This place can't be that beautiful world we were in before. Wait. I can feel something very faint. It's the Pure Heart. I can't believe anything is left here, but we have to go take a look.
Super Paper Mario is a weird game. It's weird how far Nintendo was willing to take things with these polished, beloved characters. It's weird how far they were willing to take you. It's weird that they, the big multi-million-dollar corporation that they are, known for obsessively sugarcoating every single game with their characters in it, willingly sat you down and forced you to look death straight in the eye. They forced you into something that's uncomfortable. Something that you weren't expecting to feel when you picked up a Mario game. Something that reminds you that sometimes horrible things happen, and there's nothing you can do about it. But something necessary. I want to talk about this a little bit more later, but for now, we have to move on. Just when it seems like things can't get any worse, Mr. L appears. He takes the broken Pure Heart and brags to Mario. This is what happens when you stand against the Count. Yada yada. Tippy tells Mr. L that not even a mysterious masked man like him could think that any of this was okay, and provokes a battle. Mr. L brings out his new and improved robot type L. After a long boss battle, Mr. L is defeated and gets angry, clearly confused about why he keeps losing. Tibby says that it might be because he's weak, and Mr. L cries like a baby, running away. He drops the broken Pure Heart behind him, but as they get a closer look at the Pure Heart, they realize something is wrong. It had turned to stone. Tippy can't feel any power radiating from it. They decide to bring it back to Flipside and ask Merlon what they should do. I don't know what it is about those guys, but I just can't seem to beat them.
Did they wound your fragile pride, Mr. L? Demolish your robot again?
Oh, it's you again, Dimentio. I'm stumped. You'd think a giant robot would be enough to crush these heroes. I'm a disgrace. There's no way I can show my face to Count Black after this.
Perhaps that is for the best.
Whoa now! Hey, what are you doing?
You said it yourself. You can't go back to the Count now. So get lost.
Not a funny joke, Dimentio. If I wanted to laugh, your face is inspiration enough.
Such timber! Your nostrils leave flare out like the hood of a hissing cobra. I can't have you around the Count. If I am rid of you here, I won't be found out. And the others will never find you. Yes, this is my moment to grasp. It's time for you to take your final bow, Mr. L.
Hey now, whoa, what's this? You've lost your mind, Dimentio.
Shh, don't worry. It won't be so bad, I promise. I'll send those heroes your way soon, just so you'll have someone to play with. Ciao, Mr. L. And believe it or not, that is the last we see of Mr. L for the entirety of Super Paper Mario. I guess it's safe to assume that Dimentio killed him for some reason, but it just seems so weird. It doesn't make sense why Dimentio would be doing any of this. He seems so confident, but it feels like he's contradicting himself all the time. If he is trying to help Mario and his friends, he certainly isn't acting like it. But believe it or not, Dimentio is just about to get a whole lot more confusing. Meanwhile, at Count Black's castle, Nastasia shares with Count Black the news of what happened. She also points out that he seems different in a way. Count Black remarks that he feels fine and Nastasia leaves. Alone, Count Black begins to wonder about something.
With that pixel of timpani. No, completely impossible. I should do that better than anyone. Besides, it's far too late to do anything now. The prophecy has been set in motion and no one, not even I, can stop it. No one can stop this now.
Mario and his friends arrived back in Flipside and rushed to Merlin's house, hoping he can fix the Pure Heart.
Oh ho, the heroes return. Tell me, do you have the 7th Pure Heart?
Well, maybe you should take a look at it, Merlon.
What happened to it?
The void had consumed that world and left the Pure Heart like this.
I do not feel the typical energy from this Pure Heart. Even if you set this in a heart pillar, it would do nothing. What to do?
Oh, but then how do we save him? I mean, how do we save everyone from destruction?
To stop this prophecy, we must defeat Count Bleck, who started all of this. But to do that, we will need all 8 Pure Hearts, as the Light Prognosticus says. We are between a rock and a hard place.
The forlorn group of heroes, how they cry! The tears flow like sad chowder! Dimencio? What are you doing here? Oh, bad news for you. There is no way in this world to restore the Pure Heart. Yes, sadly, your hard work was all in vain.
Are you serious? That really stinks.
Yes, it does, and that's why I decided to give you a consolation prize.
What just happened?
Mario? Princess Peach? Bowser?
Mario! Where'd you go, Mario?
It's quite simple. I fulfilled their wishes. I sent them to the next world. You two know who I am, right? I am your enemy, Dimencio. I serve Count Bleck. Well, as pleasant as this has been, I must leave. Ciao.
It can't be Mario. No.
Well, hi! Hey, new face, so tell me, first time down here in the underwear? Ha, just a little joke. People don't arrive here twice. Huh? What'd you say? What's the underwear? You're kidding, right? Man, for a guy with no extra lives, you're sure hilarious. Isn't it obvious? This is where people go when their games are over. Some call it World -1.
Yes, you saw that right. You remember how at the beginning of this video I mentioned how Mario and his friends get murdered and sent to the underworld? I wasn't joking about that. There's so much I'd like to talk about right now, but I feel like we just need to keep going. Mario hears from the strange spirit that this place is called the Underwear, which is basically this universe's version of the underworld, or, as some of you might say, hell. And by the way, I have no idea why they decided to call it that, but they did. It's not underwear, but underwear. Anyway, he tells Mario that he should go see Queen Jades, the ruler of the underwear. And so, Mario sets off through the thick jungle, past the river Twigs, and toward Queen Jades' palace. Dooby-dooby-doo.
Oh me, I wonder if I shall meet my most special someone this day. Surely he is a prince of countenance fair, pining even now to meet me. Quickly, my loving prince, fly to me. Pray, what call hast thou to stare at me so? Didst thou hear me pine for an old mustachioed fatty? Begone!
When Queen Jades first meets Mario, she seems annoyed. She tells Mario that it's time for his sins to be weighed, and if they are light enough, he may be allowed to go to the Over There, or Heaven. But while she's weighing Mario's sins, I never thought I'd have to say a sentence like that in my life. She realizes something. Apparently, Mario somehow brought the broken pure heart with him to the underwear. Jades recognizes it immediately. She is shocked and confused about how Mario could have possibly gotten his hands on something like this, but before she can say anything else, this happens.
Oh wait, that is my phone.
Sorry, I have to take this.
What is it now, Grams?
You know I am working. What? Loveby is missing? Mercy. I understand. Yes, I will see to it. Bye. Just great. Just what I need. I'm already short-handed. What am I going to do? Oh, perhaps you can help. That phone call I received just now, it was the king of the Over There, Granby. One of the Nimbies vanished from the Over There, and he asked me to look for her. But I cannot abandon my duties here in the palace, and my demon are all busy. So it must fall to you. Will you search for this missing person in my place? Oh, thank you so very much. I apologize for asking this of you, but it would really help. The name of the missing person is Loveby. Oh, and what is your name? Mario. Well, Mario, may I hold on to this pure heart while you are busy searching? Worry not, I just want to look. I will return it when you return with Loveby. And so, Mario sets out to find Loveby the Nimby. But before he can find her, he finds someone else. Someone he hadn't seen in a long, long time.
Oh boy, how dang it drop at this sticky place. Count Blake's underlings grabbed me and I remember that then. Oh, forget it. I just wish somebody would come help me. Bro? Oh yeah, I miss you, bro. What? Huh? Why am I here? Well, I don't really know. I mean, where am I exactly? What? The underwear? The land of ended games? Bro, what are you saying? What does it all mean? Okay, I gotcha. So my game is over. Great.
I guess one of Count Collect's baddies must have done me in just like you guys, huh? Well, everybody runs out of extra lives sometime, right? So what should we do now? Loveby? You're looking for someone named Loveby? Sounds good to me. I'm loaded with free time. After all, my game's over.
Mario is finally reunited with his brother, Luigi. I do find it a bit strange that he just happened to appear in the underwear, especially since the last time we saw him was in Chapter 3. I still don't know what he was up to all that time, and I also don't know why the Mr. L theme is playing in the background of this scene, but the important thing is that somehow Luigi ended up in the underwear. Mario explains to Luigi where they are and the whole fiasco with JD's, and they decide to work together to find Loveby. And find Loveby they do. Clearly, Loveby is not very happy to see them. She gags a bit more about their hairiness, and finally decides to return to JD's, who turns out to be her mother. Mario and Luigi return to JD's castle and are met with this.
Ha! At last thou appearest, foul hairy creatures! Thou art no princes, thou art liars! Thou approachest me at my mother's behest!
Loveby, mind your manners. You know this all happened because you wandered off without permission. Now, apologize to these nice men at once.
Yeah. I'm sorry that thou art so hairy.
Oh, Loveby, you had us all so very worried. Mario, please accept this as a sign of my eternal thanks. Here.
You got the revitalized pure heart.
I have power over life and death, you see. And I was able to use that power to restore this pure heart. I know not how you found it, but this pure heart shows that fate is on your side. Take good care of it. And by the way, it may please you to know that your game is not truly over. Somehow you were sent to the underwear while still very much alive. My power can return you to your world if you wish. What would you like to do? Then I shall return you.
JD's. Ooh. Game over. Continue. Okay, fine, I admit it. Dimentio didn't actually murder them, he just sent them to the underwear. But the idea of Mario getting murdered in an official Nintendo game was pretty funny, so I just couldn't really resist. JD sends Mario and Luigi back to Flipside, and they are immediately met with Tippy and Merlon. They're obviously beyond relieved to see that they are in fact alive. They decide to head to Merlon's house so Mario and Luigi can recount their story. Luigi introduces himself as Mario's brother, and Tippy begins to realize that Luigi might be the fourth hero. Merlon reads aloud a passage from the Prognosticus. The seventh lost pure heart will draw together two men, and when the light returns, its brilliance will shine its way to the last hero. However, Peach and Bowser are still missing. They decide to move on, hoping they will show back up in Flipside just like Mario and Luigi did. And so, they decide to head out and go through the 7th door in order to look for the last pure heart. But as they head through the next door, they're shocked to find that they're back in the underwear. Confused, they decide to head back to Jades' palace and tell her what's going on. They explain to Jades that they're collecting pure hearts, and she begins to recognize them as the heroes from the prophecy. She says that if they want the last pure heart, they should probably go talk to Gramby, the king of the Over There. Loveby floats in and tells Jades that all her things are packed, and Jades gets an idea. She tells Mario and Luigi to escort Loveby back up to the Over There since they're going in that direction anyway. Apparently, a monster recently got on the loose in the underwear, and Loveby needs to be protected. Mario and Luigi are still a little sore at Loveby after she made fun of their mustaches, but they agree. Just go through this door and keep heading upward to reach the Over There. And make sure Loveby arrives safely in the care of Gramby.
But avert thine eyes whilst we climb, lest thou succumbeth to my cuteness.
Oh my God, bro. Hell no, man.
Oh please, he's not that superficial. Oh me, a sharp-edged tongue. Thou art jealous? Dost thou pine for yonder hairy twins? For whom dost thou pine the most? The red one, or perhaps the green?
What?
Thy cheek grows red, and thy manner flustered. A crush, hot as 1,000 suns, burns deep within thy heart. Yea, verily. Alas for thee, methinks. Anyway, movest on.
As they head up the underwear road, Loveby decides to move on ahead, and Mario and his friends scramble to catch up. But as they go along, they hear rumors from some of the spirits about the monster Jades was talking about earlier. Eventually, they find some demon guarding a door, and Tippy asks them how to get to the Over There.
What do you want?
Look, we'd love to chit-chat, but we're crunch time busy over here, can't you tell?
We simply must reach the Over There, but we don't know which way it is.
The Over There, huh? See that door over on your left? It'll let you up there, but we can't open it right now. We gotta guard this door. We trapped a raging beast from the underwear inside. Yup, this thing in here is definitely the one that escaped its prison. Can't have it breach in security, so we locked both doors just in case. This thing's a beast, let me tell you. Real nasty. If it starts rampaging again, I don't want to be the demon who has to stop it. Problem is, until someone subdues it, we can't use the door to the Over There. So, if you can tame it, we can open that door for you. Want to give it a shot? I was just messing with you. Seriously, no one would ever be dumb enough to... Wait. Did you just say yes? Are you nuts? You're serious? You actually think you can tame that beast? Well, hey, great idea. Sounds like a smart plan. Tell you what, you head on in, and I'll mail your mustache to your next of kin. Look, my prediction, your game's about to end. If not, we'll help you on your way. Give it a shot, champ.
Where am I? And why do these jerks in shades keep jumping me? And what's with the dark? And Peach isn't here. And I'm hungry. What did I do to deserve this?
Yeah, as it turns out, the raging monster was actually Bowser all along. Bowser complains a bit about how Peach isn't here and it's too dark and he's hangry before turning around. He asks them where Peach is, and Tippy explains that they don't know and they've been trying to find her. Bowser thinks that they're lying to break up what he and Peach have going, whatever that means. He gets so mad that he tries to murder them, and when Mario and Luigi beat him up, they finally get the chance to explain what's going on. They tell him about how they're in the underwear and that they actually just don't know where Peach is. Bowser gets mad and asks why they didn't just say so in the first place, and they head on. Mario, Luigi, Bowser, Tippy, and Loveby finally get out of the underwear and reach the Over There stair, the fluffy sky of clouds that leads to the Over There. Soon, they find Princess Peach.
Oh, is she? Oh no, Peach! Princess Peach! Wake up, Princess!
Oh, come on. This is plain annoying. Man, this girl can sleep, huh? I mean, that was a serious roar right there.
Ah me, prithee, tell me. Princess Peach, I presume. She hath eaten of the golden fruit. She lacketh the common sense, I fear.
Golden fruit?
The over there teemeth with magical trees, whose fruit maketh many an odd effect. The fruit of golden hue maketh people so satisfied they falleth into deep sleep. And I'm in deep sleep, the kind thou dost not wake up from for 100 years.
100 years?
You gotta be kidding. Look, I'm a patient Koopa, but I'm not that patient.
Loveby says that the only thing that can wake Peach up is a type of apple called a taboo fruit. However, she can't remember the taboo fruit's exact color, so they decide to try and find any apple they can and feed it to Princess Peach. They journey through the Over There stair, but they can just never seem to find the taboo fruit. First, they try a blue apple. Well, I do hope this wakes Princess Peach up. I guess it's not that one. Then they try a pink one. Well, I do hope this wakes Princess Peach up. I'd have to say that was not it. And finally, they find a yellow one. Well, I do hope this wakes Princess Peach up. Where am I? Princess Peach, oh thank goodness you woke up! Eek! What's happening? A mustache? She fell asleep again. Guess that was the wrong fruit. But eventually they find a black apple, and they're finally able to wake Princess Peach up. Well, what about this one? Please let this be the taboo fruit. Oh. It looks as though she's waking up.
Gross!
Are you Alright? Ew, what was that? What in the world did you just make me eat?
It worked! Yahoo! Princess Peach, you're awake!
Luigi, you're safe and sound.
Roar! Hey, concerned Dobby over here, Princess Peach.
Where in the world are we? And what was I doing here? I can't remember a thing. We are in the Over There, Princess Peach. Dimichio's attack sent you here. So, thou wakest? I am Loveby. I am bound for the Over There, and I take yon travelers with me. Is that so? Well, it's nice to meet you, Loveby. I shall head onward, so dawdleth not. Heareth me, Princess of Silly Peaches? Oh my, I wonder if I said something rude. Don't worry about it. Oh, I must have caused you all so much trouble. I'm so sorry, but so very happy to see all of you again. I'll try and do my best to make up for time lost. And just like that, for the first time in the entire game, the four heroes are finally reunited. Mario, Peach, Bowser, and Luigi were all ready to collect the final Pure Heart and stop Count Bleck once and for all. Finally, the four heroes reach the top of the Over There stair and arrive in the Over There. But not long after they arrive in the Over There, they discover that a strange horde of skeletal monsters named Skelobits have flooded the Over There. Apparently, they're looking for the Pure Heart. Nimby realizes that Gramby is in danger because he's the only one who knows of the Pure Heart's whereabouts. What precedes is probably the hardest chapter in the entire game. 7-4 was probably the hardest, most confusing chapter I ever went through. When I first played through the game, I was so young that I didn't have easy access to the internet, and I had to solve all the puzzles myself. I remember driving myself crazy trying to solve the Over There. Memories like that definitely support the idea that the game feels like a fever dream. I listened to the loud, obnoxious music of the Over There for so long that it's permanently ingrained into my head. Whenever I hear that music, it reminds me of the pain I had to go through. And honestly, in some sick, twisted way, I love it. Apparently, the Skelobits are keeping Gramby hostage in his palace, but the bridge to his palace has been destroyed. To rebuild the bridge, you need to find the 3 Nimby sages throughout the Over There and bring them there. All 3 of the Nimby sages are scattered throughout the Over There, and all 3 of them are hiding from the Skelobits in various places. One of such places is... No! Mr. Peabody, is that you? That's like the 3rd time someone sitting on the toilet is a major plot point. What is this game's obsession with the bathroom? Are you saying that not even heaven is safe from these dumb bathroom jokes? Anyway, the heroes finally manage to rebuild the bridge to Gramby's palace. Loveby runs inside of the palace and finds Gramby, but he's not the only one there. Standing next to him is Bonechill, the leader of the Skelobits. Nimby tells Bonechill that Gramby will never give up the secret location of the Pure Heart, but Bonechill only laughs. And like a punch in the gut, the horrible truth is suddenly revealed. The Pure Heart is already in the room, because Loveby is the Pure Heart. This had been Gramby's plan all along. In order to hide the pure heart from evil, he had turned the last pure heart into a NIMBY, and together with Jadis, he raised her like she was his own child. Loveby is so shocked and horrified that she freezes in place, and Tippy has to force her to snap out of it so she can bring Granby to safety. Then, Bonechill attacks the 4 heroes. After a long and ferocious boss battle, Bonechill is defeated. Loveby asks Granby if what Bonechill said was true, but Granby can't bring himself to answer her. Then, Jadis walks in. Loveby asks her if she really is their child, and Jadis is silent for a long while. Finally, she answers and says that it is true. She and Granby had given the pure heart a shape that nobody would ever suspect, and that was Loveby. Loveby isn't surprised, but at the same time, she's heartbroken. She can't understand why they kept something like this from her for so long. Fine, I shall return to my pure heart form, and I shall go with Mario and his friends. Thou art certain? If thou turnest back into the pure heart, the NIMBY known as Loveby will cease to exist. Nay, perhaps I already have. I remember being the pure heart now in truth. And the world would end if I did not do it. Is this not so? So I should just... Wait, why do I explain myself to thee? Thou art not my real father, so quiet! What? To think of all the times thou hast scolded me! Thou didst know I was not long for this world. Why didst thou not let me have fun? Nay, instead I suffered an angry fake father and a nagging fake mother. I had no life. How dost thou plan to make that up to me? Loveby, sayest thou what thou wilt to me, but talketh not to thy mother that way. Perhaps thy sass shall end once thou changest forms. What dost thou wait for? Oh, giveth me a break. I must do it whether thou wish or not. It shall be a relief. Thou art an ungrateful brat. Dost thou not recall when I lingered by thy ill bedside? I scoff at thy lingering. Why dost thou not giveth me back the present I bought with my saved allowance? What madness doth spew from thy lips? Who gaveth thee that allowance? And thou didst lie to get the money too. Thou didst pretend to buy school books. How dost thou dare to lecture on lying, and why didst thou think I lied? I thought that mother and thee, I thought thou wouldst be happy. The pair of thee, thou art not real parents. I hate thee. That is enough, Loveby. It is true that we created you as a means of protecting the pure heart. But Grams and I came to love you as a true daughter. We wanted to be with you for all time, to protect you. You became a part of us. Perhaps we were wrong to create you, and if we only caused pain, we apologize. Oh, Mother, thou needst not apologize, my dear mother. Thank thee. The pure heart doth wish to assume its original form.
Love me.
Chippy, takest good care of the real me, and safest the world, yeah? Such is my final wish, so if thou dost not do it, thou art most unkind. I understand. Father, Mother, fare thee well.
Love me.
Oh, my darling. I am sorry for lying earlier because in truth I love thee. Both. And just like that, Love Bee is gone. For good. We never really got to know Love Bee that well, and from what we did see of her, she didn't seem to be a very likable character, but it still hurts to watch an exchange like this. It's clear that Granby and Jadis loved Love Bee like she was their child, and you can see that in this back and forth between them. The relationship between Love Bee and her false parents seems surprisingly real, which makes it haunting. This is an uncomfortable scene to watch simply because of how real it is. Conversations like this one happen all the time between children and their parents, and it's hard to watch. Love Bee is gone now, and in her absence, her parents are left heartbroken. Granby tells Mario to take the pure heart and stop Count Bleck once and for all. As he says, "Let no one else in the universe feel the sadness." As I've said before, Super Paper Mario isn't afraid of making you feel uncomfortable. It's a funny game, sure, but every once in a while, when you least expect it, the game just stops and gets down with the player on a personal level. It invites you to question the aspects of life that most would consider too uncomfortable. It finds people at their lowest and most vulnerable and puts that up on a pedestal. But that is simply what makes it so beautiful. Life can be hard sometimes, and we have to remember that. Uncomfortable moments like these are important because they remind us of what it means to be human. Being human means making mistakes, and it also means facing the consequences of those mistakes. And as hard as that sounds, something about it is almost supernaturally beautiful. Meanwhile, at Count Bleck's castle, Nastasia breaks the news that the four heroes are reunited and they now have the 8 pure hearts needed to stop the prophecy. She says that soon enough they'll be at the castle. Ochunks, Mimi, and Dimencio are eager to greet them, but right before Dimencio disappears, he asks Bleck a question. "Well, I'm not one to miss a party." Oh, but wait one moment, dear Count. Does the name Blumiere ring a bell?
Where did you hear that name, Dimencio?
Oh, the Mustache Man's Pixel went on and on. She said, "I must stop Bloomy Air."
But I suppose there's no reason to pay any mind to the ramblings of a pixel. Ciao for now, my count.
Black, if that Pixel is who you think it is, there's still time. You could still stop the prophecy from destroying everything. Yeah, because if that's really her, if she's alive, you have to stop all this.
You know not what you are saying, Anastasia. The prophecy can no longer be stopped by Count Black. No one can stop it.
Yeah, I'm on board with what you're saying, but there must be a way there. There must! Lord Bloomy Air!
Blue. The man known as Bloomy Air died long ago. Now there is only Black, the dog prognosticus' choice to fulfill the prophecy. Nothing more.
But
Come to Count Black, heroes. If you hope to save this world, then come. Black.
after the four heroes return to Flipside, they head to Merlin's hut and share the news with him. He is overjoyed to hear not only that the four heroes are united, but the 8 pure hearts as well. Tippy suddenly asks Merlin if they really do need to kill Count Black to stop the prophecy from happening, and Merlin says that they do. It seems a bit hard for Tippy to accept. Merlin asks if there was ever something between them, but Tippy suddenly acts defensive, insisting that she's fine, and telling them that they should go. After they place the final pure heart into the heart pillar, an enormous door opens at the top of Flopside Tower. The heroes head there and are greeted by Merlin and Nalrim.
This is the final door. 8 pure hearts versus the Dark Prognosticus. Castle Black awaits. There was something on the last page of the Dark Prognosticus. Only those who have not abandoned hope can turn back the prophecy of doom. They walk forward into the future no matter how dark and uncertain it may be. You have fought all this way because you believed the future could be bright. I can't go through this door with you, but I send you with all the hope in my heart. I know that you can do it. I too believe it in my heart.
Thank you. both of you.
Leave it to us.
Are we gonna group hug? Enough pep talk, Scripps. I'm doing this for me. Tippy, I don't know what is in your mind, but if this is too hard for you, please feel free to stay behind.
No, I'm going. I've decided I must do this.
Tippy, if your memory returns. Tippy, you've changed much. You've grown so strong. So, be sure to return safely to me.
I will, Merlon. Let's go. Let's defeat Count Bleck. Let's save all these worlds from destruction.
And hurry, for the worlds may not have much time. In that black span of nothing you will find Castle Bleck. You may face battles harder than any you have endured thus far. If you feel ready to face this challenge, then please go forward. Mario, Princess Peach, Bowser, Luigi, be strong. And you too, Tippy.
The future seemed dark and uncertain, but Mario and his friends remembered the words of the prophecy as they went deeper and deeper inside Castle Bleck. Eventually, they reached a large, wide-open room where Ochunks was waiting for them. Ochunks goes through his usual bout about how they're all about to get O-chunked and all, but surprisingly, Bowser decides to step up. He gets so fed up with him that he decides he's going to fight him one-on-one. The others are a little worried, but decide to respect his wishes and step aside as Ochunks and Bowser square off. After a long wrestling match, Bowser defeats Ochunks, who is so embarrassed that he asks Bowser to go ahead and finish him off, as he wants to go with honor. Bowser starts bullying him, but they're both so distracted that they don't realize the ground is rumbling. All of a sudden, this happens.
What's that shaking? Whoa! Chunks, you saved us? What are you waiting for? Get out of this place. But why'd you save us? Because you speak to me, eh? You earned the right to pass. Now I'm making sure you do just that. You got more chunks in your head than I thought. Bowser, what are you doing? Hey, super stupid bros. Get the princess into the next room, now!
But...
I said go!
Alright, Bowser.
You get out of here too. Don't worry about me. I could hold this thing up all day. Hey, you stole my line. Your hands are quivering like the ladle of Bebop's Lord gravy. Don't be the tough guy. Go. I am a tough guy. You get out. No, you get out. No, you!
Bowser? The door, it won't budge.
Oh no. Oh dear. We don't have time. We must keep going. Are you sure, Princess? I'm not worried about Bowser. He isn't easy to get rid of.
Oh boy, she's right about that. Bowser has survived worse.
Alright, let's move on to Castle Black. And so, Mario, Luigi, and Peach head farther into Count Black's castle. But it's not much longer until they get stopped again. By Mimi this time. Mimi goes through her speech about how they're not getting past her. Peach isn't having it, and Mimi starts to make fun of her.
You sure are a lot of talk when you have your little boyfriends to protect you.
Oh my goodness, I've never wanted a little kid to be beaten up more in my entire life. And I think Peach is just the one for the job. Hearing this makes Peach snap, and she steps up, telling Mario and Luigi to step aside so she can jump Mimi herself. They're a little hesitant at first, but eventually she gets so mad that they get scared off to the next room as Peach and Mimi square off. After a boss battle, Peach defeats Mimi and this happens.
I don't get it. I got beat by a princess? Ah! You...
Oh, what's the matter, little girl? Did I spank Mimi a little too hard?
That show is hilarious, though.
You did it, princess.
The destruction is spreading. If we dawdle any longer, we're doomed. You're right. Let's go. Mimi, you can't stay here. Go find somewhere safe.
Yeah, right. Like you care.
Ah! What was that loud noise?
Princess? It won't open.
Oh no!
You silly princess, what are you doing?
What am I doing? I just leapt into action without even thinking.
I don't want your stupid help. Just leave me alone.
No, I can't do that. You have been very, very bad, but I can't leave you here to die. I don't know how you were raised, but I was taught to help people in need.
Peach.
Wait, I've got you. The whole castle shook, and now that door won't open?
Yeah.
First Bowser and now the princess.
Oh, what do we do, bro?
We have to keep going.
But we can't leave the princess.
I know it's horrible, but this is, well, the end of the world. Of all worlds, really. We must press on. Princess Peach would want it this way if she were here.
Well, yeah, I guess that is a Princess Peach thing to say. I'm worried about Peach, but she'd probably be mad at us for wasting time. Okay, bro, let's go.
And so, Mario and Luigi head ever deeper into the castle. But before they can get to Black, they get stopped one last time. So, you've made it here at last. Oh, but what's this? You seem to be missing the Ravishing Princess and the Arm Flailer. Dimencio, we don't have time to trade barbs with you. Move out of the way. Ah, I see you're in a hurry. Allow me to get out of your way then. Just as soon as you defeat me. You've proven to be worthy foes in the past, so I'm not going to make it easy. You'll have to come get me first. It'll be like a game of tag, with magic. And so begins a chase sequence throughout all of the worlds that Mario previously explored. First, they chase him through Lineland Road. Then, they run through Merly's mansion. After that, they chase him on the surface of Planet Blabool. Eventually, Dimencio gets tired of the game and brings them back to the castle. Enjoying my game of tag?
Hey, stop messing around and fight us for real.
Messing around? Oh no, magic is no laughing matter. I am always deadly serious. I have been watching you. You are the only ones who can stand up to Count Black. So I have a favor to ask. Will you help me destroy the Count?
What are you talking about? You want to betray him?
Betray him? Oh no, it is Count Black who has betrayed me. He said he would destroy all worlds and create a new, perfect world in their place. But he was lying. He plans to obliterate every world and then keep them all in ruin. I have always known about his nefarious goal. But I could never hope to stop him on my own. I feigned loyalty to him as I searched for someone who could defeat him with me. Well, you see, that is why I rescued the princess from certain brainwashing.
It's also why I sent you to the underwear to fix the broken pure heart. And why I freed a man to be reunited with his brother. Now do you see? You've been helping us all this time? Ah, you've got me pegged. Now how about you return the favor? I'll give you the power you need to crush Count Bleck. Just fight by my side. Still you refuse? But this offer drips with generosity. With the Chaos Heart in our hands, we can rule every world. Do you still refuse? So you spit upon my offer. You have wasted my time. For that, your game ends. I think I'll start with the green one. The shag upon his lip will make a fine trophy.
Shag? This mustache is all Luigi. Leave this one on to me, bro. You run ahead. You've got worlds to save. You don't have time to fight this baddie. Don't let Bowser and Peach's sacrifices be for nothing, or mine either. Besides, he made fun of my stash, bro. You know I'm sensitive about that. Let me at him. Run for it, bro. Thanks, bro.
How tender. I just squeezed out a tear. Yes, Mario can run along, and if he somehow manages to defeat Count Bleck on his own, all the better. And so I strike like an unseen dodgeball in an echoey gymnasium. I think you're probably starting to see a pattern here. But first, before we can talk about Dimencio, I need to show you what happens after Luigi inevitably defeats Dimencio.
No! I cry, Uncle! Mercy! Uncle, I say! Had enough, Dimencio? I didn't need my superstar bro to take you on.
I see that now. Your power is formidable. Which is exactly why I can't let you fall into Count Bleck's velvet-lined gloves.
What are you doing?
I have you now, Luigi. We will both taste the agony of game overing by magic.
No!
Ciao. Luigi! No, it can't be. But Luigi... You're right, Mario. It hurts, but you're right. We must grieve for him later. We have to stop the Count. Mario and Tippy decide to move on and enter Count Bleck's inner sanctum, beginning the final level of the entire game. It's time for the ultimate showdown against Mario and Count Bleck. But before we talk about what happens there, I want to hit pause for a second. It's time for me to address something I should have addressed a long time ago. Super Paper Mario first appears to be a very black and white game. Here's the plot. You are Mario, the hero. Count Bleck, meanwhile, is the villain.
He wants all worlds to be destroyed by the Void. You don't exactly get any motive for his actions, but what you do know is that he's apparently the chosen executor of a prophecy that says all worlds are gonna end. Honestly, that's enough of a reason for a Mario game. And that's it. That's the whole setup. The thing about Super Paper Mario is that at the very beginning of the game, it sounds kinda cliche. The game basically explains how the entire story is going to go from start to finish. Mario, along with his friends, go through the 7 worlds and collect the 7 pure hearts. Then, at the end of the game, you go to Count Bleck's castle, beat him up in a grand final boss battle, and teach him a good lesson. After that, the worlds are saved. Everything turns out okay, and nobody gets hurt, because, after all, this is a Mario game. But you've watched far enough into this video to know that that isn't exactly the case. Super Paper Mario gives you a set of expectations to look forward to in the story, and before the game ends, you expect it to fulfill all of those expectations. But Super Paper Mario is all about subverting your expectations. As I said before, this game is unhinged, and it's impossible to predict where it's going to take you next. The first instance of your expectations being subverted is at the end of World 1, where you are hit with this cutscene. And this isn't the last one. Throughout every single world, you're shown another pictureless cutscene just like this one. It doesn't take you long to realize that all of these cutscenes are connected. They tell an overarching story about 2 characters. A boy named Blumiere, who is part of the Tribe of Darkness, and a human girl named Timpani. It's a love story between the 2 of them. Now, you, as the player, don't know anything about these 2 characters, and it's unclear why the game is telling you the story. After all, it feels very strange for a Mario game to just casually tell a story such as this without explanation. But as you go further into the game, you begin to hear clues surrounding the answer to what this subplot is throughout the game. Count Bleck begins to say some strange things, and you begin to wonder if this simple story about 2 people falling in love is more important to the game overall. Most people put the puzzle pieces together by the end of World 6, but it should be no surprise to you that Blumiere and Timpani are the 2 characters known as Count Bleck and Tippy. These 2 characters used to know each other before the events of Super Paper Mario. Blumiere is the son of the chief of the Tribe of Darkness, a strange group of people responsible for writing the Dark Prognosticus and foretelling the prophecy that Super Paper Mario is centered around. Not a lot is known about this tribe, but apparently they live lives apart from humans. It's restricted for any of the tribe members to ever come in contact with humans, and if they ever are caught doing so, the consequences are great. One day, Blumiere meets a human girl named Timpani. Though Blumiere is immediately met with disgust, the 2 slowly begin to fall in love. Soon, Blumiere begins sneaking out just so he can go see Timpani. But eventually, Blumiere's father finds out. He is furious, but instead of punishing his son, he decides to inflict rage upon Timpani. He sends her far, far away and curses her to wander the dimensions forever. Blumiere spends years tearing apart the multiverse trying to find Timpani, but on every search he always comes up short. Blumiere begins to realize that Timpani is truly gone. Timpani was the only thing he had ever loved, and without her, everything is meaningless. To him, a world without Timpani is a world that isn't worth living. Meanwhile, Timpani is found by Merlon, an old wizard and the mayor of a town called Flipside. He takes her in and, seeing as how she's on the verge of death, casts a spell on her soul to transform it into a pixel named Tippy. Tippy lost all of her memories and she can't remember anything about her past life. Meanwhile, believing that Timpani is really gone, Blumiere begins to lose himself to madness. He takes the Dark Prognosticus and gives himself a new persona, Count Bleck. He is the chosen executor of the prophecy, and with it, he will destroy the horrible universe that took Tympani away from him. He creates the Chaos Heart, and along with it, a promise to himself. A promise that he would not stop until the end of everything was at hand. With this knowledge, I want to show you what truly happens at the end of Super Paper Mario. Mario and Tippy finally reach 8-4, the final level of Super Paper Mario. Count Bleck's Inner Sanctum. Mario was the only hero left, and it looked like he was going to have to stop the prophecy by himself. After immense build-up, the ultimate showdown between the forces of good and evil was about to begin. I feel something very, very powerful. Is it the Chaos Heart?
I see you've come at last. So you really are the hero of the Light Prognosticus.
Count Bleck.
But you have not willing to stop the Dark Prognosticus and we Count Bleck. All worlds were soon in. Come to grips with that now, for you cannot stop it. I suggest you make yourself comfortable and enjoy this one final spectacle.
But why? Do you really want to destroy everything? Why would you do this? How could you do this?
Count Bleck does not care about any world. They are meaningless. Break with them and destroy them. Better yet, I shall make it as if they never existed at all.
If the worlds have no meaning, was our meeting meaningless as well? Answer me, Blumiere!
You know the answer, dear Tippany. Count Bleck does not have to tell you. But the hour has grown too late. You should know that by now.
Blumiere. I love Blumiere. Or rather, Count Bleck. The only way we can stop this is to defeat you. And that is exactly why Mario and I have come. To stop this.
Bleck! Very well. But I will also do what I must. Count Bleck is the good leader of worlds. My fate is written on the Dark Prognosticus. Do not think for a moment that I will hesitate to strike you down. Now.
Blumiere. My Blumiere.
Leave me in the station. I will deal with you two alone.
But
Count Bleck demands it. I will not say it again.
yeah, right away, Count.
Are you prepared, hero? Our duel will be worthy of the last clash the world will ever see.
Count Bleck attacks the heroes, and just like that, the final boss of the game begins. But Mario and Tippy quickly realize something.
How laughable is that all the heroism you could muster, and we show your true power.
Our attacks aren't doing anything. He's being shielded by the Chaos Heart.
You can't so much as joke on the game of God Black. You have failed.
Mario, your attacks aren't working at all.
Black, I expected more potency from the hero of the prophecy. I will watch your game end, and then your previous world will end soon after.
Is this the end?
Oh, come on! You're giving up already? Come on, man up a little. You never give up this easy when you attack my castle.
So you are alive then?
We would never let you destroy everything, you awful Count.
Yeah, you tell him, Princess. We aren't going to let you get away with this. We aren't giving up. You'll never win.
You're all here, but how?
I fell through the floor before I got flattened by the ceiling.
I fell through too and landed right on Bowser. It was a surprisingly soft landing.
I don't even know what happened, bro, but the princess found me out cold. But we're all here now, so let's do this.
You heard him. Now you've got to deal with all of us.
When the four heroes are united, it is all as foretold. What's this?
What is now happening to Count Black? The pure hearts!
Hyperia is gone.
Four heroes unite. Their hope burns forth light to shatter the walls of light. Just like Merle said.
So be it, says Count Black. But don't celebrate just yet. Your precious worlds are safe until my last breath.
And just like that, the final battle between good and evil truly begins. With the four heroes reunited, it was time to defeat Count Black and save the universe, once and for all. Finally, after a long battle, this happened.
Excellent.
Count?
You
have won. Now finish, Count Black. Dispatch me and the Chaos Heart will disappear. The prophecy will be undone.
Why does it have to end like this?
Timpani, when you vanished, I searched long for you. I never gave up looking. I searched and searched. But I never found you. Without you, the world held no meaning or joy. So I used the forbidden prophecy of the tribe of ancients to end all worlds. I wanted to destroy everything that had taken you away from me.
But I am here now. No one can keep us apart anymore, don't you see?
It is too late. Count Black has done so much evil. It must end. Just knowing that you are still alive, and knowing that the world you live in will continue, it gives me peace. I do not have long to live. You must end my game before the void destroys all.
But we're finally together again. Count, look out!
Anesthesia!
Silly assistant, absorbing my attack to protect him. What an adorably hopeless gesture. I was about to give him the everlasting peace he so desperately wants. Dimencio, you're alive? Of course, this is my moment. Even if the Count dies, the Chaos Heart won't disappear if I continue to control it. But I needed the power of the Pure Hearts to beat him. I couldn't do that on my own. So I had you do all of the sweaty labor for me. And you even use your Pure Hearts to defeat Count Black. If they make greeting cards to thank people for helping with evil plans, I owe you one. What are you saying? I'm saying that you no longer have value to me, so I'm ending your games. They're all yours, Mr. L.
Why am I flapping my arms? Oh, this isn't good. I am Mr. L. Master Dimencio, what is your bidding?
When did this happen? When I sent Luigi here, I planted a seed in the fertile soil of his unconscious. And now that seed has sprouted spectacularly. Mr. L, run along now and get ready for your big entrance. Now, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the greatest magic show you'll ever see!
Green! Luigi?
The Dark Prognosticus says he's the ideal host for the power of the Chaos Heart. And now I'm going to add my own power to this spicy little concoction.
No, stop!
Count Black, you look so tattered and pathetic, I nearly forgot about you. I'll squeeze the life out of you later. Just wait in that dimension, okay? Great. Now the Chaos Heart is mine!
I will use this to destroy all worlds and create perfect new ones. So shall we get started? Now I have all I need to become the king of all worlds.
The true villain of Super Paper Mario is not Count Bleck. It never was Count Bleck. It was Dimencio. Dimencio was the one who discovered Count Bleck's plan to destroy all worlds. Dimencio was the one who joined the Count's troop of minions with his own nefarious plans in mind. Dimencio was the one who led the heroes along and had them collect all of the pure hearts for him. Dimencio was the one who reunited the four heroes so that the prophecy could be fulfilled. And now, it is Dimencio who claims the Chaos Heart and becomes the new executor of the prophecy that foretells the end of everything. In one last display of twisted villainy, Dimencio morphs with Luigi in the power of the Chaos Heart and becomes Super Dimencio, the ultimate weapon for destruction. Thanks to the four heroes, the pure hearts, the only thing that could possibly stop him, fell right into his grasp. The pure hearts have been destroyed, consumed by the power of the Chaos Heart. And now, the ultimate show is about to begin. Dimencio will destroy every last world and replace it with a perfect new one. A world where he is the one who makes the rules. Now that the pure hearts are gone, nothing can oppose the Chaos Heart. And there is nothing Mario or his friends can do but sit idly by and watch the show. Throughout his entire life, Dimencio craved power more than anything. And now, he was about to get everything he had asked for. Everything he had done throughout the course of the game was for this purpose. Every action was for a purpose, and without anyone suspecting, he was the one pulling the strings and affecting everything that happened to the heroes throughout the course of the story. And unlike Count Bleck, Dimencio doesn't have his own sob story to hide behind. Oh no. Dimencio is pure evil, plain and simple. And that makes him all the more terrifying. This game does a good job of making its characters feel real, and Dimencio is no exception. Dimencio is the picture definition of a psychopath. He has a lack of empathy for his fellow man, and as he has already shown, he is willing to do anything it takes to ensure that he comes out on top. And just like that, the story of Super Paper Mario ends. Dimencio got his long-deserved victory, and the end of everything could not be stopped. That is the truth. Plain and simple. It's all over. Dimentio won. Or at least, he should have won. Don't get the wrong idea, though. There wasn't a single flaw in his plan. And according to logic, for all intents and purposes, Dimentio did win. But you know just as well as I do that he didn't. After all, if he did, I wouldn't be making this video. No. Dimentio's plan was perfect. There was nothing he conceptually could have done to make it any better. Dimentio lost because of one reason, and one reason only. There was something he had underestimated. And honestly, it makes a lot of sense that he did. Throughout his existence, Dimentio had never truly understood the feelings of others. So, realistically, he never could have seen it coming. Dimentio saw love as a weakness. After all, who would willingly put themselves into a place of vulnerability like that? No. Power and logic was much more important than something like that. But that was where he was mistaken. And this one tiny mistake would cost him everything. What is love? And please, do not answer that question by calling me a baby and telling me not to hurt you. Well, simply put, love is a complex mix of emotions, behaviors, and beliefs associated with strong feelings of affection, warmth, protectiveness, and respect for one another. This definition is a bit strange, to say the least, because it makes you think of love as that classic, cheesy story between two people. But the thing is, love is so much more than that. Love is more than a feeling. It's a decision. It's a choice. It's a promise. More than that, it's a promise that you make to yourself. A promise that you are willing to give up your time and well-being for another, without expecting anything in return. True love is more than just a mating instinct. It is selflessness. It is deciding that you are going to do whatever you can to make someone else safe and happy, no matter the personal cost. Love looks like weakness, but more than anything, it shows strength. So, what am I trying to say with all of this? What am I getting at? Well, maybe it's time I showed you what really happens at the end of Super Paper Mario. We have to do something. We have to save Mario and the others.
We cannot. Without the pure hearts, there's no way to counter the Chaos Heart. All we can do is give up.
What are you saying? You promised we would find happiness together. Was that all just a lie?
It was no lie. But without the pure hearts, all worlds are doomed. What can we do?
Lumiere, snap out of it. How can you think it would end here? After all we've suffered without each other. We found each other again because we stayed alive. How can you admit defeat? I will not give up.
You promised we'd find happiness. You promised.
That's right, Count.
My minions, how did you find us here?
Gosh, I could follow your big smile anywhere, Count.
She lies like a werewolf, this lass. Nastasia told us, Count. She said you'd come here. Or she said she felt you'd be here, or something along those lines.
Nastasia. Talk about going the extra mile. She even sacrificed herself to save you.
Listen, Count, I promised me life ends well, and I'm not afraid to live up to it. So, you gotta let me help.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way Dimentio's getting away with this. He pulled a really dirty trick on you, but we'll always stick by your side.
My loyal minions. What's this? Pure hearts? But why?
Isn't it obvious, Blumiere? Pure hearts are the very feelings of our souls. As long as we feel love, they live on. I will take these to Mario. Let's stop wasting time and finish this, shall we? Ciao. What? What's going on? No, the pure hearts? I thought you wasted them on fighting Count Black! What's happening? I'm not invincible anymore. The pure hearts are more than weapons to defend against evil. They are an allegory for love itself. And true love cannot die. Not in the physical sense. It is the strongest force in the universe. Because love is so much more than a big feeling you get for someone else. The most incredible showings of love is not in the big displays, but in the ones that most overlook. The love of a past generation to the next, giving them hope and a reason to carry on. The love of a loyal friend that comes to the rescue when you're in trouble, despite the danger or the risk. The love of a son for his mother, even when the mother never got a chance to show that love back to him. The love of two civilizations who, after a great conflict, gain a deeper understanding and respect for one another. The love of two parents for their daughter, even if that daughter doesn't share their flesh and blood. Even if that daughter makes big mistakes sometimes, and even if they make big mistakes too. This is what Super Paper Mario has been trying to tell us this entire time. Even if we make mistakes and accidentally hurt the ones we love, love will always continue. It is the one force that can't be snuffed out. It can't be smothered, and it can't be stopped. Just as Timpani says, pure hearts are the very feelings of our souls. As long as we feel love for one another, they will live on. But once Dimentio is defeated, something is revealed. He may be gone, but the Chaos Heart is not. Dimentio left behind a shadow of his power, and it's enough to destroy every single world in one final display of hatred and villainy. However, there is hope. Blumiere has a plan to banish the Chaos Heart once and for all. The only way the Chaos Heart can be destroyed is through the power of true love. And that is something he and Tympani are lucky enough to possess. However, it may cut both of their games short. But it doesn't matter to Blumiere and Tympani. If it means that the universe will continue, they're willing to try.
We must go, Tympani.
Yes, Blumiere.
There were so many things I wanted to say to you, but I could not find the right words.
Oh, Blumiere, only one thing matters to me now. I never had the chance to return your question. Blumiere, do you still love me as well?
Of course. I have thought about you every moment since you disappeared. But I have caused you so much suffering.
Perhaps my life would have been more carefree without you, that is true.
But I had to be with you, Tympani. I will never apologize for that.
I know, Blumiere. And I love you.
And I love you, Tympani. Hundreds of thousands of years from now, that fact will not have changed.
And just like that, Blumiere and Tympani show one final display of love. Not just their love for each other, but their love for the universe that they live in. Tympani reminded Blumiere of how beautiful life can really be. And with this reminder, Blumiere is willing to sacrifice himself for the greater good. He is willing to die with Tympani, with the knowledge that the universe will live to see another day. As everything that the Chaos Heart has consumed returns to life, the screen fades to white, as Blumiere and Tympani admit their feelings of love for each other one last time. This is why Dimentio lost. He underestimated love because it looked like weakness and he couldn't exactly understand it. Love is hard to understand. It doesn't obey any natural laws and it can't be explained by logic. But that is what makes it so strange and so beautiful and so human. True love means making mistakes, but it also means taking responsibility for those mistakes and deciding to love on. That is the story of Super Paper Mario and the message it is trying to tell us about the power of love. Super Paper Mario is a weird game. It's weird that this was a Mario game because it doesn't feel like a Mario game. And in some weird way, I don't think it is. Sure, you do play as Mario and it is mostly told from his point of view, but this is not a story of Mario. It is a story of one broken man who lost his entire world, and knowing nothing else but loss, became a swirling inferno of hate, but who was reminded by the one thing he truly loved of what it felt like to be alive and real and human. It is a story of love. While Super Paper Mario is a weird game, that fact is what makes it so unbelievably special. In this enormous sea of heavily sugar-coated, family-friendly, sometimes soulless Mario games, it's honestly a miracle that a project like this ever saw the light of day. And I thank the heavens above that it did. These days, Nintendo has fully taken the alias of a pretty greedy multi-million-dollar company. They're not the same Nintendo that made Super Paper Mario. Because of this, I'm not sure we're ever going to get a remake for this game like we did for the Thousand Year Door, because the truth is, I'm not sure the modern Nintendo would be willing to look back on such a weird, uncomfortable Mario game. I doubt we're ever going to get something like Super Paper Mario ever again. And as sad as that is, that just makes the game all the more special. To all of the incredible people who worked on this game, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for coming together and creating something so weird and unique and special. And with that, the story of love comes to a close, and so does my video. And honestly, what a relief. As good as this video might somehow end up being, I know that I'm not gonna get a lot of views on this. After all, I only have 28 subscribers, and most of those subscribers are people that I know personally. But I think I'm okay with that. Because I didn't make this video for anyone else, I made it for myself. I made it as a way to display my love of Super Paper Mario. Because in truth, everyone loves. And I think that everyone should be given the chance to show that love to the world. This is what I did today. I hope I was able to explain to you why I love this game so much. As I've said again and again throughout the video, it is a weird game, but it is a beautiful game. I am not ashamed to say that Super Paper Mario is my favorite game of all time. For as long as I live, I will forever love the incredible story that was Super Paper Mario.